It is Monday night, and you know what that means. It is SNL for Formula X because it's a replay race. Thank you, everybody that's joining us this evening. We are here at the Nürburgring for the GP circuit. No Nordschleife this evening, so we will get a full allocation of racing laps here at this circuit. It is Formula X, so this is our Super Formula Championship. If it's the first time you have been here, welcome. Hope you enjoy the broadcast this evening. And let's go through the grid from the one-lap qualifying shootout. Now, everybody used softs in this session, apart from Jokas and Gasman in the Ferraris, who were using medium tyres, and the Renaults of EZ Saint and Aloe, who were using hards. Speckmere also used medium tyres in the McLaren. So let's have a look at the grid. And on pole position for his first ever SNL race, it is GTMX Adka, the Mexican driver, putting it on pole for Williams. You can see this 2001 Williams on pole position. Joining him on the front row, also in the 2001 Williams, is his teammate SNL Jam, who finished third last season in the championship, a return back to form possibly for the former race winner. In third place was Ajax in the Tyrrell, so he has an impressive performance, 2 performances last season. He's now full-time. In fourth place, we have Scarface, brand new driver, an American driver in the Red Bull. You'll notice the American livery as well for that car, beautiful looking car. There, you'll notice why. In fifth place, we have the returning Slender fella. Finished on the podium in the final race last season. He is back, this time in the Team Lotus 1978 version, created by Pat, looking beautiful there in black and gold. In sixth place is the Punisher in his McLaren, the Triple Crown McLaren livery, run last season in Monte Carlo, is on the Punisher's McLaren. Great sixth place in qualifying for him. In seventh place, we have another debutant. This is Ragemus Prime in his Mercedes from 2020. He starts in seventh place. In eighth place is another debutant in the Tyrrell. TD Motors in that Tyrrell, there starting in eighth place. In ninth place, we have the other American in the Red Bull. Notice what they've done. They've put the American livery on that car. So it is Rob on drums making it into ninth place. In 10th place, making his debut, is Bondimus Prime. Bondimus Prime in the Team Lotus colours has made it into the top 10 for his qualifying debut. In 11th place, on the hard tyres, was Aloe in his Renault, a top driver. We've seen him improving so far. He's got 1 podium to his name. Can he improve that this season? Speckmere in 12th place, winner in season number 5, starting in 12th place for his McLaren. In 13th place is the defending champion, that is Bunnies, in his Mercedes. He starts there. A mistake in qualifying puts him down in a lowly 13th. In 14th place, it is Gasman in the Ferrari, the Miami Ferrari, actually looking quite nice on the Super Formula car, as you can see. He starts in 14th place. 15th is his teammate, and that is a returning Jokas. He's in slightly different livery to his teammate for some reason. I think there was a bit of a problem with the livery before. And then in 16th place, is EZ Saint. He's on the hard tyres. Unfortunately, Renault, both drivers will start on the hards and race with hards because they missed out on the qualifying timings. So there we have the race. Let's move to the front of the field just to see the cars lined up. Some beautiful liveries this season. We'll get to know them more. 6 rounds this season as well. And the tyre situation as well. We'll go through those too as the race goes on. So that is your lineup. to the front of the grid then for these BMW-powered Williamses. Will we see a brand new winner, or will it be a return to form for some of the past champions and past winners? Let's see. There's only one way to find out, and we will get underway with the racing. We'll go back slightly. We've got 35 laps here at the Nürburgring. Thank you everyone that's watching. Like, share and subscribe as always. This is the Sunday Night League, and we are here from Season 8, round number 1 of the Formula X Championship. Bunny's defending his title in the Mercedes, but it is Adax in the Williams on pole position on his debut. So 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it is go here at the Nordschleife. It's a good start by Adax. Jam also having a good start in his Williams. He's already on the overtake. He looks round the outside going into turn 1. They all go through cleanly. And it's Slenderfella up into second place. In fact, oh, what a start already for Scarface. Scarface is up into second place in his Red Bull. Ajax in third. Jam down to fifth place, in fact, because there is TD going around this outside in his Tyrrell. Jam having a little bit of a slide. The Punisher running wide. Oh, there is Bunnies going out wide. What happened to him? He's got on board with Bunnies. He is currently in 7th place. Driving round. Oh, there's been a tap from behind, it looks. I wonder who was behind there. Let's see if we have anything. Slenderfella looks like the driver behind. He is. Oh, there's a little bit of a touch going into turn 3. A bit more of a touch. Oh, slide. Big slide and a hit. Oh, Rob on drums has been collected as well. But at the front, it is Adax who leads. Adax, the Mexican, ahead of the American, Scarface, ahead of Ajax. We've got a North American 1, 2, 3. In fact, there is no British driver in the top 4. Wow, we've got TD at the front as well in the Yamaha-sponsored Tyrrell. I'm going to do that possibly quite a few times. Jam down to 5th after starting 2nd. Punisher is 6th. Salenderfer is in 7th. Here is Ragemus Prime, and then Speckmere, and then Bondimus Prime is in 10th in his Team Lotus. Gasman in 11th. Bunny's 12th. Yokas is 13th. EZ Saint is in 14th. Aloe's had a little bit of an incident as well. Rob on drums in 15th. Aloe down in 16th. But at the front, the Mexican leading the race. A little mistake though, coming out of the chicane. What can Scarface do? Cannot do too much in response to the Mexican. So Adax leads after the first lap, a 140.5, obviously the fastest lap of everyone. Ajax is in 3rd. TD Motorsport is 4th, but it is SNL Jam and the Punisher. The Punisher looking like he's got himself up into 5th. He has, going into turn 1. Nicely done by the Punisher. Jam down into 6th place. The Punisher pushing hard. Oh, he runs wide into turn 2. There is a little bit of juttering going on. The stability of the lobby was not particularly good, as we've seen before here in GT7. Oh, Slenderfella a little bit close to Jam there. Possibilities of bits and pieces. Oh, nice helmet there from Slenderfella, in fact. So, the tyre situation right now. Soft tyres for Slenderfella. Soft tyres for Jam as well. Soft tyres for the Punisher. It is mediums for TD Motors. Then Ajax also on mediums. Now, these two Tyrrells have got mediums and 2 sets of hards. Then we have Scarface, who's got soft, hard, mediums and hards to run. And then Adax is on softs, mediums and mediums. So all of a sudden, tactics coming into play already this season. Oh, the Punisher's run wide. Though he goes down the field, that means Slenderfella can get a run on Jam possibly. Let's see if we have anybody. There is Ragemus Prime. And we'll get these drivers up. Prime going up the inside of the Punisher. Can he make the move stick through the chicane? Yes, he can. Nicely done. We go on board with the Punisher. Nice Piastri helmet there. Senna inspired helmet used at Monaco this year. So Ragemus Prime moves himself up into 7th place. Speckmere in 9th. He's on the medium tyres, as is Bunnies. In the background we can see Gatsman, and he's got Bondimus Prime going past him. Bondimus puts himself up into 11th, the Team Lotus car, making the move on the Ferrari. Gazman won the final race last season at Japan at Suzuka, so he's a good driver. Currently down in 12th place, just ahead of his teammate Jokas, the Polish driver, back in SNL. Rob on drums in 14th. EZ Saint is in 15th, and Aloe is in 16th. Aloe not having the best of times, but at the moment, Ajax is at the front. The Mexican driver, closely followed by Scarface. These drivers actually pulling away from those behind. Ajax on the medium tyres cannot live with the soft run drivers at the front. So Ajax currently in 13th place, but then TD Motors has got the attention of Jam right behind him. Jam currently stuck behind the Tyrrell. He's on soft tyres in comparison to AD Motors, so Jam on the overtake. Can he make the move? It would be a brave move going into the chicane. Jam has a little bit of luck. They go 3 wide. This could be very interesting. Slenderfella is also there. Oh, they're all having a battle, and Slenderfella manages to get past. Wow, let's go on board with Slenderfella as we follow. So he's on the overtake a little bit. Jam up ahead as the 3 go wide into the chicane. Jam a little bit balked a little bit by TD, and that means Slenderfella jumps up into 5th. Great move from the driver in the Team Lotus car. In fact, TD might run wide into the final corner. No, not quite. It is Slenderfella then in 5th place on the attack. He's on the move, on board with the Team Lotus JPS Special. Tighter on the entry. Can he get the move out of turn 1 and into turn 2? Yes, he does. Puts himself up into 4th place. Goes the Lotus driver. So the Tyrrells have been split. Jam behind TD Motors. Oh, TD Motors going all over. You can see a bit of lag happening with the angles some of these cars are going through the corners. The Punisher in 7th place, just following. It's a 7th place for the Punisher. Bunnies, after his incident-filled opening lap, running a little bit wide actually. Or is that lag? No, a little bit wide it looked like for Bunnies. Bit of gravel being kicked up. He is ahead of Ragemus Prime in 9th. He's got Speckmere just behind him. Soft tyres for Ragemus. Kicks up a bit of gravel in Rage, possibly. To Speckmere on board with the McLaren with the Triple Crown livery. Driving through the S's, the Schumacher S's, towards the end of this lap. Gazman right behind as well, so a lot of battles happening through the field. There is Jokas in 12th. Rob on drums is just ahead of Bondimus Prime, so Bondimus Prime has dropped a few places. Aloe and EZ Saint are unfortunately going to have a bit of a problem, but look at the front battle. Trading fastest laps. Adka in 1st place in the Williams, followed by Scarface in the Red Bull. Hopefully the stability of the lobbies will be solved next week. I tend to have this after an update with GT7. So let's see, on board then with the American, currently in 2nd place, fastest lap of 37.7 and a 37.9, so it's a couple of tenths quicker than the race leader right now. So initial start, although Ajax under pressure from Slenderfella. Slenderfella is on the move. Using those soft tyres, Jam has fallen behind the Punisher. So the Punisher is up into 6th place. But Slenderfella now having his opportunity to get past Ajax. In fact, we can see a little bit of a train happening here. All the way from 3rd to 8th. A little bit of a train. Ajax on the medium tyres. Running very well in that Tyrrell. 1991 Tyrrell against the 1978 Lotus. So, Slenderfella driving well once more. We've seen this. He's establishing himself in Super Formula, in Formula X. Very well. Ajax running a little bit deep, but nothing Slenderfella could do about it. At the front, though, it is still... Ooh, what are we thinking? About half a second between the top two? Let's say that. Maybe a second. at the most. Definitely very close at the front right now. Scarface keeping the pressure on the Mexican, who I believe is in the chat. Nice to see you. I think that's Adax in there, saying hola from Mexico. So enjoy this. Oh, so Scarface is definitely driving very fast. He's very possessed. Ajax attacking. Then we've got TD Motors, the Punisher, and Jam. Then Bunnies, and it looks like just catching up, maybe to make this third. Oh, Slender Fella is up. Let's see how that happened. Oh no, that has already happened. Apologies. I'd got myself excited and forgotten what happened, but Slender Fella is looking very fast. He's gone 1/10 of a second up on Ajax. So on lap number 6, as the drivers go through. So Ajax 4th. TD Motors is there in 5th place as well, following his teammate. He's got the Punisher right behind him though, the McLaren driver, looking through turn number 10. Down the hill through turn 11, you can see Jam in the background of the Punisher. The Punisher kicks up a bit of gravel in Jam's face. The Williams driver has got the champion behind him. Bunny's in 8th place. You can see all of them so closely packed. As I said before, 9th place is Ragemus Prime. He's lapping a little bit quicker than his champion teammate right now, but Jam runs wide. Jam loses the position to Bunnies, going through the final corner, running very wide out of turn 14. Will Jam have a go into turn number 1? The Williams driver attacking as best he can, but no, it is Bunnies holding 7th place. Right now, as the Punisher has lost a position. What happened there? Let's go on board with the Punisher through turn 1. Did he get a kick of oversteer? Yeah, he got a big slide actually coming out, and then he manages to slip into 7th, so he covers Jam. Has a look possibly at Bunnies. Oh, Bunnies has a slide. Where's Bunnies gone? Bunnies has gone off the circuit. So Bunnies is down into 9th place now. So the Punisher in 7th. So 7th place, the Punisher. Jam 6th. TD Motors then a little bit of a gap now to Jam. He's using the overtake quite heavily. 39.3 for him on his last lap. A 40.0 for Ajax. A 38.3 for Slender Fella. He was lapping at a similar pace to the leaders. Oh, there's been an error at the front of the field. Yes, there has. A slide towards the Schumacher S, and it's Ajax in the wall. He's hit the wall quite heavily, in fact. He's hit a bit of gravel, and he's lost the race lead with that mistake. So that is Scarface in the lead then for the Red Bull car. I've not seen many Red Bull winners, I say that, but actually Bunny's won the championship driving a Red Bull. He's also won the championship driving a McLaren. He's now trying to win the championship driving for Mercedes. AZ Saint is in 16th with a Lowy 15th. Rob on drums is there in 14th place. He's got Yokas just ahead of him. Bondamus Prime is on his own a little bit. Then we have Specmere. Specmere can see a massive gaggle of cars right now. So Specmere is in 11th place, and I think we can see all the way up to about 4th right now. So that is the way. There we go, Gazman there in 10th. A little bit of a gap then to the two Mercedes drivers. Then Jam in the Williams, and then the two Tyrrells are very close to each other. So driving close together. So gaggle of cars all together. Jam in 6th place there. 7th is the Punisher. 8th is Ragemus Prime. Like, share and subscribe if you have not done so already. Ragemus Prime, in terms of tyres, has mediums and hards. It's the same as his teammate Bunnies. Bunnies looking to attack, though. the debutant in the Mercedes. You'll notice most of these teams are made up of a new driver, or a driver we haven't seen before, and someone we saw last season in Formula X. So Gasman, the race winner last time out at Suzuka in Formula X. A few months ago now. Still, obviously, in the Ferrari. Synonymous with the Scarlet brand. The Scotsman. Back where he enjoys it. In the Super Formula cars. The Punisher in 7th place. He's having a brilliant start to the season. He ended last season in the McLaren. Teammate to Bunny's staying in the McLaren. The Woking-based team are ready for another attack at a championship, possibly. Slender Fella pulling away slightly now. He's made a little bit of an error though on that lap of 39.3 on his soft tyres compared to Ajax 38.7 on his mediums at the front of the field. 37.8 for Adka in the Williams. Bit of a gap now. About 6 seconds is the gap between him and Scarface. Scarface leading the field. First time out for him in the Red Bull. Soft tyres. Looking a little bit warm, but so do Adka's. Adka using a bit of overtake to help him with a little touch of gravel on the exit. Going out of turn number 6. Through turn 7. This is where he dropped it last time. He runs very wide, in fact, again, but does enough to survive. Slender Fella is moving away from the Tyrrells of Ajax in 4th and TD Motors in 5th. So the race just calming down a little bit at this moment in time. Jam in 6th place in that Williams with the Punisher in 7th. Ragemus Prime though still ahead of his teammate. So Bunny's on the medium tyres. I say that though, Ragemus runs a little bit wide coming out of the left-hander. Will that give Bunnies an opportunity? Bunnies has not used any overtake as of yet. We're on lap number 9. His teammate is nearly used 3/4 of his overtake. So that is something that we see in Formula X. You can use overtake. Bunny's looking up the inside of his teammate, actually into the final corner. But nothing doing. Those front tyres looking a little bit worn, even on the mediums. We'll have a look at the front runners and see what their tyres are looking like again. Jam a little bit closer to TD Motors. Has a little bit of a slide and a move. Looking, thinking, can I get past? On board with Jam. He's on the soft tyres. He would have wanted to escape rather than battle, but that's not what's happened here this evening. Jam then moving himself 5th place. In front of him is TD Motors, his debut in SNL. Everyone that's watching, say hello in the chat. I will say hello back to you. All of this is letting Ajax run away slightly. He's actually catching up Slender Fella. Slender Fella 38.7 on his last lap, 38.1 for Ajax in his Tyrrell. Blue flag's already flying because AZ Saint, he's doing 45.8s right now. And oh wow, that was incredibly close for Scarface. Nearly ran into the back of the man in last place. He's currently, what is the gap? He's 42 seconds behind his teammate after lap 10. So, Scarface in 1st place. Let's have a look at his tyres. They're starting to look a little bit warm on the Red Bull. You see a little bit of graining happening on that left front tyre. Right, also looking warm. It's the left front. It's looking maybe a little bit worse than its other tyre. Adka in 2nd place. He's got the pace. He's just made a mistake on lap 7. He dropped it, and that meant he lost 6 seconds to the driver ahead. Slender Fella, he's under pressure now from Ajax. Soft tyres may be starting to feel a bit worn under Slender Fella. Ajax mediums starting to come into their own. The Tyrrell driver is there in 4th. Jam has moved up ahead of TD Motors. 41.4 for him, Jam 47. So Jam moving away quite quickly now, it would seem. The Punisher still in 7th, using that overtake up the hill through the Schumacher S. Let's go on board with the McLaren. The Canadian ahead of his fellow Canadian. Teammate last season, Bunnies. Oh no! Oh, what a time to be on board with the Punisher. That is punishment for him. He just gets overtaken by the Mercedes of Ragemus Prime, who had a 44.4 on his last lap, so must have made a mistake. Gasman right now on the medium tyres, looking quite happy. With Bunnies ahead, both on similar fuel loads. So both quite happy right now. So we have Jam in 5th. Slenderfellow in 3rd place, keeping himself quite close to Ajax. It's getting a little bit darker here at the Nordschleife. Sorry, the Nürburgring. We're not at the Nordschleife. Nürburgring GP circuit. It is darker for sure, and rain is enabled on every single circuit this season in Formula X, so rain could happen anywhere. So Adka in the Williams, leading his charge against Scarface. Scarface in 31. Red Bull. Looking quite dominant right now. 39.4s though on his soft tyres. That's maybe where the softs are. 39.2 actually for Slenderfella, who's pulled away a bit from Ajax. 38.8 for Jam, so Jam actually running a little bit faster than the race leaders right now. TD Motors, he's under pressure now from Bunnies. Let's go on board with the defending champion against TD. So we'll see ahead, I think Jam going past AZ. So overtake being used by the Mercedes as TD uses all of the circuit to defend. Can Bunnies go round? Oh, a little bit of touch through the chicane. Bunnies goes past. Does he let past TD? TD goes up the inside through the final corner as we have our first stop of the season. It is Slenderfella in his Team Lotus. Gasman also into the pits in his Ferrari. So everything getting changed. Tyres being changed by Slenderfella. Let's see what happens with Gasman in the pits. Does he change his tyres? The drive... No, he does not. So no tyre change for Gasman. So he stays on the mediums. The Punisher now down to 8th place after his little off a couple of laps ago. Ragemus Prime in 7th place in his Mercedes. Let's go on board with him because it is really quite dark now here at the Nürburgring. Rockin doing 8 tenths on his fastest lap. Sweet. Oh, get balked a bit by AZ as well. It's always the same when I do commentary. My PlayStation decides it wants to be a little bit too hot. So apologies if you lost a little bit of sight and sound during that moment. Bondimus Prime in 9th place. He above him on the airbox. That means he's got less than 25% of his overtake left. The Punisher kicking up some dust up ahead of us though. He's still got half his fuel left. At the front of the field though, Adka is in the pits. The Williams driver in 2nd place pits right now. So he is pitting. Ajax moves himself up into 2nd place. The Tyrrell driver now 2nd. He's got Jam chasing him down by 1.2 seconds on the last lap was the difference between those two drivers, a 38.7 for Jam. Again, faster than the race leader right now. So the race leader at the end of his tyre life, possibly. Still running well with that fuel load. Ajax stays in 2nd. Jam chasing him. Fuel light flashing. TD Motors has got Bunnies behind him. Still so. On the road is TD Motors. Will Bunnies get past? Yes, he does. Nicely done, but can TD get it on the cutback? Going down to turn number 7. The hairpin at the end. We've got Penguino in the chat. He says, hello. Hello, Penguino. As we see TD Motors getting back up the inside of Bunnies. Fantastic to see. Thank you everyone that's watching so far. We've got lots of people watching us. Like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is fantastic racing here at the Nürburgring GP circuit here in Formula X at the Sunday Night League. Join us every Monday night for live commentary of this racing. So, Scarface leading the field, 39.1 for him on his last lap. Jam catching. Does he pit this lap? Looks like he does. Yes, he does. He goes into the pit. Ajax then, keeping going. Looking quite nice for the Canadian. He did a 40.0, so he's a second off the pace of the race leader. Jam in the pits in his Williams. TD Motors, a little bit of a interesting line coming out of there. As into the pit goes Ragemus Prime. There goes Adex. Back into 4th place then after his stop. He's ahead of Bunnies, who's under pressure actually for Bondimus Prime. Bondimus Prime makes the overtake, but Bunnies make a mistake into the final corner. He's had... Oh, Bunnies has gone off the circuit. What? Whoa, wowzers. What on earth happened there? So, Bunnies in 4th place. And he's got TD behind him. Whoa, blimey. Wow, that is quite a hit. I wonder if that's why TD was running at a slower pace. He had lifted off. Okay, interesting then. So Bunny's having to recover, and that's when Bondimus has a go at the champion. So Bondimus taking advantage of a wounded Bunnies. He puts his Team Lotus. 2 black cars versus each other. Very different eras between the two. 22 years between these 2 car liveries. So Bunny's fuel light flashing. Bondimus Prime's teammate Slenderfella is behind. He's on another set of soft tyres. For him, Gasman pitted, did not change his tyres, so he's on those mediums. Jam has moved on to the mediums, so he gets rid of his softs, puts the mediums on. Rob on drums, staying on those softs. He's been on those since the start of the race. Doing an impressive job, keeping the life in them. Specmere as well has got his tyres this far, although he has pitted, it would seem, at the front of the field though. In comes the race leader, Ajax. Oh, Ajax has gone off. What has happened here? Ajax in 2nd place. And then, oh no. I have very bad memories of that corner in particular, and I think the same has happened here. Ajax has lost drive. Is he out of this race? It looks like he is. Oh no. So he's gone from the race. Ajax in 2nd place in his Tyrrell. Goodman in the chat saying he's sorry to the Mercedes. Adka in 3rd place. So Adka there in 1st. But coming out of the pits, no, Adka jumps his rival. So Adka on the medium tyre gets ahead of Scarface. Did Scarface put more fuel in? Yes, he did. Definitely put more fuel in comparison to Adka. So Adka jumps back into the lead of the race. Scarface into 2nd after the stops. So we have a race on once more between the top 2. In 3rd place is Slenderfella as the whole race starts to settle in. Gasman, after his first stop, is in 4th. He's got the Ferrari up there, fighting with Jam. Jam is on fresher mediums in comparison. Rob on drums in 6th place in the Red Bull. Still has not stopped as of yet. He's ahead of TD Motors, who has stopped, but it has not pitted. And his tyres are very worn. The same with Speckmere. Speckmere has done a stop and is using those tyres. Now, will he get the chance to get past TD? There is Ragemus Prime in 9th place, currently being chased by his teammate Bunnies, who's made his stop and it's still on those medium tyres. That looks like that is the strategy being used. A few using the mediums for a double stint. The Punisher is on a new set of mediums. So he's used a soft and a medium. He's got a soft set left as well. Bondimus Prime has got his softs on once more. Aloe, obviously hard tyres for him for this race. No choice for him, unfortunately. But 13th nonetheless. Driving pretty well. 41.5 on the hard tyres is a good lap time. Yokas is there on his softs. He's been off the circuit. His light is flashing. 140.3 for him on his last lap. And then EZ Saint is in last place. He's setting some incredibly slow times. But at the front, Adka leads for Williams here at the Nürburgring. It's a circuit that the BMW power plant in the back of this Super Formula car would like. Obviously they are all driving the Hondas, but we like to pretend here at the Sunday Night League that this is Formula 1. It's pretend Formula 1. It's a great series. If you haven't watched us before, like, share, subscribe. We are here for 6 races of the next 2 months. It's a funny schedule. It goes 2-week periods basically because of football or soccer. As you know, we have a few American viewers. So, Scarface, the American, on his debut, chasing down the Mexican, Adka. We've never had a Mexican win a race here in the Sunday Night League. We have had a Mexican racer before. We have had race winners from America, though. Scarface hoping to join his teammate as one of those race winners. Rob on drums, the first ever champion, actually, in the Sunday Night League. Porsche Cup champion 3 years ago now. We've been running for such a long time. Slenderfella, a fresher driver. This is his 3rd season though in Formula X, and he is getting a very good reputation of being a very, very capable driver. 3rd place in a Formula X race is not to be sniffed at. Gasman still ahead of Jam, so these 2 race winners, both at the Suzuka actually. Ironically enough, Rob on drums comes into the pits. Lap number 17, he took those soft tyres. Brilliant run from Rob on drums. Speckmere still going on his mediums. He's got TD just ahead of him. 41.1 for TD, 41.5 for Speckmere. Lap 18, so about halfway through this race. Bunnies, those left tyres, very worn. In fact, right front as well. Lots of graining happening for the Canadian. He's followed by the Punisher. Bondimus there on the softs in his Team Lotus. Colours looking good for him. He's followed by, I believe, his brother as well. We've got 2 sets of brothers then in this racing. We've never had that before. 2 sets of brothers. We've had brothers before racing in Formula X, but not 2 sets, I don't think. Unless they're brother-in-laws. We'll have to... No, they wouldn't be brother-in-laws, would they? They'd have the same surname. I don't know. I don't understand modern society. Could be. Maybe. I don't know. Things have all changed. Anyway, Bondimus there is in 10th, ahead of Ragemus in 11th. Aloe is 12th after the pit stop of Rob on drums. So Rob on drums falling down to 13th place after his stop. Wonder if he's trying to do a one-stopper. He's on the medium tyres. It's very possible for Rob on drums to do that. Yokas on the softs in his Ferrari, and then there is Saint. At the back, at the front of the field though, it's Adka leading from Scarface. Once again, there's a battle happening though here. Speckmere, I think, has got past TD. Let's have a look at this. It could be a very standard move. TD defends, but it is Speckmere on the overtake as he overtakes the Tyrrell. Down into turn 1 he goes. They're side by side, in fact, still, but Speckmere manages to get the position and met his McLaren 6th on the road. There's Jam. Scott Gasman ahead, but then, little bit of traffic issue for Jam. 39, both of these drivers. Slender Fella in the chat saying, hello all, it is brilliant stuff. Fantastic to see you in the chat there, Slender Fella. Yes, brilliant stuff from yourself. 38.3 for you, 39.4 for the driver ahead of you, and 39.2 for the race leader. So currently, Slender Fella, the fastest driver on the circuit. He's pushing hard. The driver's ahead of him, just going through the chicane. He's about 5 seconds, I think, behind second place. So a very good run from Slender Fella, chasing down the race leaders. In fact, Scarface travelling a bit faster than Adka. 38.6, 38.3 for Scarface. So Scarface could have a go, maybe at the end of this lap, or a little bit of lag happening for Adka. As I say, hopefully the lag will not be an issue later in the season, maybe next week at Le Mans for round number 2, a week before the actual Le Mans race as well. It's not like we throw this calendar around, we do have reason for things here at the Sunday Night League. So Slender Fella, he's using the overtakes. Ajax is it's not Ajax, sorry, it is Bunnies in the chat saying great racing, love to see it. Bunnies, the driver, normally does the commentary. He's not here this evening due to his replay not saving. Very odd situation for him. TD Motors on the attack though for Specmere, both running wide though out of turn number 4. Red on the top of the halo to say that he has very little left. Jam now chasing down the Ferrari ahead of him. Can he make a move on Gasman? Gasman, the Scot, his tyres looking a bit worn. Two cars from very different generations. Current season livery for the Ferrari compared to a 23-year-old livery on the Williams. Wow, 23 years ago. It was 2001. As Jam has an opportunity now. Gasman having a slide out of the chicane. Through the final corner they go. And Jam is on the overtake. Off he goes once more. Goes up the inside of the Ferrari. They go side by side into turn 1. On board with Gasman. Oh, he's got the drive though. Up the inside of Jam. They are racing side by side, considering how much lag there's been throughout this race. Two drivers fighting side by side. Wow. Great moves through the stadium section there between the two drivers. As I said before, they have won races here in Formula X. Jam trying to get past. He's got the fresher tyres, trying to use them right now. He's on the overtake once more. Can he make the move into turn number 7? Up the inside goes Jam, and yes, he makes the move on the Ferrari. So Gasman is in 5th. Jam up to 4th. Chasing down Slenderfella will be his target now as he gets past the Ferrari. Slenderfella, 38.5 for him, 38.6 and a 38.0 for the race leaders. So again, Slenderfella is keeping these drivers honest ahead of him, making sure that they know they're in a race. There is Yokas in between them though in the Ferrari. Let's have a look further through the field. Aloe is in the chat saying great racing. It is, it's Sunday Night League. Of course, it's great racing. No matter if it's GTE or if it's Formula X, we always seem to have great racing here at the Sunday Night League. It's a great league to be part of. I hope everybody that is new to it this season enjoys racing. Bunny is currently in 10th place. He's got Rob on drums behind him, so that must be that is one of the Renaults. That is EZ just in between. So Aloe as well. He's got the race leaders actually coming to catch him up. Into the pits then goes Gasman. Second stop for the Scot on lap number 22. Oh, let's have a look inside. So Bondimus is racing with TD. TD definitely having an interesting and eventful race for sure. So Bondimus in 6th. Gets the power. Can he get attack on TD Motors? Being a brilliant move through turn 5. No, not quite. Nothing doing there. TD though in 5th place. Touching between the two. Bondimus though in 6th place. Can he make the move through turn 7? Not quite. For the Team Lotus driver. TD just seems to be in all the right places to defend at points. The Punisher in 7th place, catching them up as they start to fight each other. They'll be watching this and thinking, okay boys, have a little bit of a fight, that'll help me get 5th place. I'll take that. On board with the Punisher, looking ahead. Bondimus has no overtake left. He has to do this all. Oh, a little bit of a lift from Bondimus, so that was him having to take a lift, and he has to be careful because he's under pressure now from the Punisher, so he cannot focus too much on trying to get 5th because he could lose 6th. Some great racing happening here between the drivers. Jam there on 4th on his own. At the front though, it is Scarface who's catching up. About 7/10 of a second quicker than Adka on the last lap on board with the Red Bull. That's got Max Verstappen beside it. It's an interesting way to run it. Okay, so Scarface currently 2nd. Can he get Adka? The drivers fighting incredibly hard. And just 6 seconds behind them is Slenderfella. So top 3 are very close. Slenderfella has kept them honest during this second stint. In the background, oh my word, what on earth is happening here? The Punisher's gone past somebody. So the Punisher's gone past Bondimus, going through turn 7. So Bondimus on the inside. Does he just have a slow exit? Yes, he does. The Punisher just drives around the outside of him. And Bondimus in 7th, and Ragemus I thought was going to get past as well. And we've got Gasman. Oh my word, Gasman just having a go. Oh, he's all on the gravel. A little bit of lagging possibly happening. Oh. As Ragemus goes down to 9th place. My word, what great racing happening here for 6th place. Gasman moving up after his pit stop. He's on the soft tyres now. So he's using those softs. Bondimus is on softs as well, but his softs are more worn than the fresh, soft Gasman. Punisher is 6th on his mediums. They're not looking very worn at all. Whilst TD on his own in 5th place, he's got very worn tyres now. 41.2 for him. Punisher 45, it's saying. 45.6 to 46.6. So must have been a little bit of a clash. Gasman sets his fastest lap as he goes now up into 7th place in that Ferrari. Bit of a slide coming out turn 1, but he's pushing. Let's go back to the front of the field. Adka in the Williams. He's just got past the slow-moving Renault. It's like a mobile chicane. Scarface. To get past. Whoa, a little bit of a scare. But it's all good. In fact, the Renaults both lapping each other, so Aloe lapping his teammate. Slenderfella has managed to catch up massively on this last lap. A 38.5, a 40.4. So Scarface losing 2 seconds in comparison to Slenderfella, and the gap. Well, Slenderfella, you can see Scarface just ahead. Can you see the top 3 in the same shot? Not quite. Adka is leading the field in 1st, but Scarface is 2nd. Slender Fella third. They are all very, very close together. Adka, again, another spike of lag. Scarface as well, possibly a bit of lag as well. Slender Fella, 38.5. Fastest man on circuit. Again, you know, these top three. Jam having a little bit of a slower lap, 39.9 for him on the last lap. TD in 5th. Punisher in 6th, but he's under pressure from Gazman. Gazman having on side. Oh, a little bit of ghosting happening. I think, again, that is a lag issue. But he's racing hard, trying to get past the Punisher. Oh, my word. What a move. I have to go on board with the Punisher here, just to see what that looked like. So we've got the Ferrari. There he is in the mirrors. On the inside he goes. And there was just enough room. And yes, there we go. And we have got Poolshark in the chat saying great racing in SNL as always. And love the commentary as well. Fantastic. And there is Rob on drums. He is in the chat as well saying hello to everybody. So at the front, Adka pits in on lap 25 of 35. Here he goes. So Scarface is leading the field. He's got a lot of fuel left actually in that car. Adka in the pits. Slender Fella also pitting. He's got less time in the pits for fuel. That is going to be interesting. So tyres I don't think were changed either by Adka. Jam in the pits too. So Jam pitting at the same time as his teammate. He's quite a way ahead. So Adka in the pits, comes out. Back comes the Mexican driver, Slender Fella, in 3rd for Team Lotus. What is the gap between them? About 5 seconds, possibly 6. Adka getting past the slow-moving Renault. Scarface at the front. Pushes hard now. This is the point where he knows some fast laps here could put him in a very strong contention for victory. There are 10 laps left of this race. It's flown by here at the Nürburgring. Here is Jam, 4th place for him in the Williams. So he's just done his stop. And we've got TD Motors. He has not done his stop yet. Those tyres are completely and utterly worn out. Gazman in the Ferrari on soft tyres. This should be like taking candy from a baby. So on board with the Ferrari. Down to turn 7. We've seen a couple of moves through here. Will Gazman get the exit? As at the front, Scarface pits. He's got 30 litres of fuel. 30% of fuel left for him. Slender Fella moving past. So into the pits comes the Red Bull. What does he do? No tyre change either for him. These medium tyres look quite good. Adka is there, but already Scarface is there. Scarface is out of the pits and he takes the lead, but can Adka get past on board with the Williams driver? The Mexican can see his rival for this whole race. Scarface has been challenging with Adka. It's been between the two of them since lap number 1, and it looks like Scarface, he's got the better tyres, but Adka is on the overtake. The Prime boys are in. Shout out to Ragemus and Tom, all watching from the UK. Fantastic, Ragemus. Nice to see you in the chat. So, Slender Fella, 3rd place. After his stop, he's on the mediums now. So he's had to do a tyre change. But Adka pushing his Williams as hard as he can. He's got to keep the pressure on. Scarface, they are fighting. They've been fighting 27 laps, these two. All race long. The Red Bull driver against the Williams driver. Different generations of cars. 22 years between the two cars as well. Wow. Slender Fella there in 1978. Team Lotus colours. Driven by Mario Andretti and the late Ronnie Peterson. Jam currently 4th. So he is about 4.5 seconds ahead of Gasman, who's got Bunnies also chasing him down. So Bunnies is on the soft tyres. He's been setting very fast laps. In fact, he's got the fastest lap of the race, a 36.3 for the Mercedes driver. In fact, is that... No, that's Jokas going to the pits. So there we go. So Bunnies is chasing Gasman. The Scots will know that the champion is behind him. These two raced each other to the end at Suzuka last season. Gasman held off. Oh! That's not great driving from the Renault at all. But he's going up the inside. Bit of anger, I suspect, in the helmet. Bondibus there in 7th place. Being cheered on, I'm sure, at home. Let's go on board with him. Currently in 7th in the Team Lotus car. He's got the slow-moving Renault ahead. Worst points as well. Just trying to get past up the inside of turn 6. A little bit of a Senna tribute as well from Bondibus. Nicely done. Very similar colours to that Senna drove for Lotus in 85. Speckmeyer in the McLaren. A little bit of a quiet race for Speckmeyer, actually. I was expecting a little bit more, actually, progress, but he's been on the medium tyres. He's running the softs now. He will move up the field. It is incredibly tight, though. In terms of fastest laps, this top 10, I always say in SNL, if you finish in the top 10, you should be very proud of yourself. It is very tight league to race in. The Punisher in 9th right now. And in 10th place is Ragemus. So Ragemus in 10th. He's got TD now behind him in 11th. On the hard tyres goes TD. It's a shame Ajax had a bit of an issue. Disconnection happened for him and he lost out. Oh, 46-1 for Adka. 46-1 for him. I wonder if he went off the circuit. We have seen him go off the circuit already in this race. That is a bit of a gap for him to have dropped, and all of a sudden he's under pressure from Slenderfella, who's got better medium tyres. Well, all of a sudden Slenderfella could get 2nd place here. And Team Lotus driver pushing as hard as he can to get through. Gasman is ahead of Jam. So Gasman ahead of Jam, 39.5 for Jam, 37.8 for Gasman. Wow. 2 seconds a lap quicker than Jam on his medium tyres. Bunnies is behind Jam as well. So Jam moving down the field. Our drivers on the softer tyres are attacking. So can Bunnies get past the Williams? Not quite, it looks like. Bondibus in 7th place, Speckmeyer in 8th. Bondibus, his soft tyres are starting to wear out. He will be pitting very soon. Will he pit this lap indeed? No, not quite. Not yet. So Gasman in 8th. Sorry, in 4th place. Feeling the need to defend from Jam possibly a little bit. Moving a little bit to the inside. Jam, though, trying to get the power down. Medium tyres. Darkness. Not happy. Or is that just the light for the end of the day? Oh, Slenderfella looks like he's made a mistake. Yes, he has. Slenderfella has made a mistake. Trying to get back onto the tail of Adka. Yeah, 7 seconds off his best, so a small error again from Slenderfella. The same as Adka, but it's Scarface at the front that has looked incredibly consistent. Driving this Red Bull. Used the soft tyres in the first stint and then 2 medium stints on the same tyres. 2 stints on the mediums for him. Looked like a very good call. 5 laps to go though for the American as he goes to cross the line. The Mexican following the Slenderfella in 3rd. The light is really getting quite dark. Gazman in 4th place as Jam and Bunnies fight each other down towards the chicane at the end of the lap. Bunnies on the inside. Jam, though, manages to hold it. Hops onto the curb, but there goes Bunnies. Oh, a little bit of a touch as Jam had a bit of a slide. But Bunnies gets himself up into 5th. A bit of a chaotic race for the defending champion. But 5th place, all things considered, will not be a bad result. Jam in 6th place, dropping down another place as Bondimus comes in for his final stop of the race. He has got Ragemus coming up towards him. Who is going to be the top prime driver? I wonder if that's based on the drink. You'll have to tell me. Speckmere in 7th place in his McLaren. So we've got race winners in 5 of the top 7 positions. Oh, Bunnies has gone off. Bunnies has gone off, it would seem. He was ahead of Jam after making a great move on the exit of the chicane and just hits the grass and damage as well. So he's back behind Jam. Genuinely forgot that happened. So Bunny's back behind Jam. Speckmere in 7th. So the primes are primed. Will we see a battle for the top prime position? Ooh. He will be the prime. These 2 drivers. Bondimus or Ragemus. Is there a Christmas? I wonder. In the family of Prime. Bondimus there, 9th. TD is 10th. The Punisher is 11th after his pit stop. He's now on soft tyres. So he is using those final set of softs to set some fast times. Rob on drums on the mediums. I think he had a pit stop recently as well to get him to the end. Aloe is ahead of Yokas, so Aloe has driven very well on these hard tyres. He has been hampered. He will be back next time at Le Mans, I'm sure. Scarface leads the field. He has got a lead of about 8 seconds over Adka. Adka, he's about 9 seconds ahead of Slenderfella. Slenderfella has a gap of about 9 seconds to Gazman. Oh, Bunnies has got past Jam again. Let's see how that happened. So Bunnies on board with the Mercedes. Jam ahead, coming out turn 1. Oh, Jam gets a little bit of a slide, and that is enough for Bunnies to get past. Jam having a little bit of a look though through the stadium, but nothing happening for him. So Bunnies up into 5th place once more. Jam will be hoping to make the pressure count. Gazman in 4th place for the Ferrari driver. Different tactics used for him. He started all the way down in 14th place, I believe, and he's going to finish in 4th. Very well done for him. Slenderfellow as well, showing that you don't have to be at the front of the grid. It was pole position for Adka in his Formula X debut, but 5th on the grid was Scarface. I think, or was he 4th? I can't remember. Should have wrote it down. Scarface there, leading the field. 39.5s for him right now. That is enough though. With 3 laps to go. 38.5 actually, so a second gap, but the gap is 5 seconds between the race leaders. Speckmere is in 7th. Oh, we've got a prime battle though. Oh, we're going to have to go aboard and watch this. Wow. Here we go then. So, oh wow, okay, a lot more going on in this battle than we thought. So Bondimus going round the outside of turn number 7. What a move this is. Whoa, what an attempt. And then we've got Ragemus on the exit, getting the power down, but Bondimus is on the inside for the Schumacher S. Wowzers. But then, Ragemus gets it on the exit. Brilliant racing from the 2 primes. On board with the Team Lotus Prime. It's interesting, they're both in black cars as well. Will Bondimus have a go into the chicane? So Rage must, oh, a little bit of a look, possibly. A little bit of a look. Not quite happening. Oh, a little bit of a slide. We've got Yokas just behind us. He's getting a nice view of this in the Ferrari. Punisher. He's got TD ahead of him. Oh, a little bit of wall pad there. Oh, Slender Fella, and I think Slender Fella was ahead of... Yeah, there's damage on Adka. Adka's gone off again. Oh my word, the Williams driver has had an off. So through turn number 6 goes the Williams. It's 2 laps after... Oh, just hit the curb. Hits the wall quite hard. It's a good job he can't total the car. That would have been a complete and utter race finish. Slenderfella then has the opportunity through turn 7, round the outside. He does get ahead. Oh, and there's a little touch possibly on the exit. So Slenderfella in 3rd, dropping down. Gasman 4th. He's got bunnies behind, but it's enough of a gap, 7 seconds between him and the champion. Jam is 6th. Again, about 6 seconds between him and Speckmere as well. What is the gap between the primes? It's less than 2nd. Some great entertainment, some great racing throughout the field. As we see TD and the Punisher, once again, fighting for position. This is a top 10 place up for grabs. Thank you everyone that's watching us live here. The Sunday Night League. Like, share and subscribe to SNL. We are here every Monday night for the Formula X Season 8, and it's some great racing, as we can see with the Punisher and TD Motors. They go through the Schumacher S on lap 33 of 35, fighting for 10th place, and it's brilliant racing. Rob on drums there in 12th. But at the front of the field, Scarface leading for Red Bull. He's got a lap and a half left. He had a lot of pressure for Adka, but some mistakes have cost Adka a lot of time. Put him into the clutches of Slenderfella. On the last lap, Slenderfella did get a little bit ahead of the Mexican. Gasman there in 4th in his Ferrari. Bunny's in 5th, Jam 6th, Speckmere 7th, Bondimus Prime ahead of Rageous Prime. And then we've got TD Motors and Speckmere. This is actually the closest battle it would seem on circuit now. So the Punisher using all of his skill to try and get ahead of the Yamaha sponsored Tyrrell. There was a Tyrrell sponsored by Yamaha. It looked very similar to this. It was during this era. I think it was 1992 or 1990. 1990 actually, John Lacey driving that car. So this was the season after. And he's getting past the Renault. They go into the final lap then. In front of the field is Scarface. Big battle that he looks like he will take the glory here at the Sunday Night League for the first time. Debut race, and it looks like the win is on the cards. Adka is in 2nd in the Williams. Another debutant. Very fast, but error prone possibly. Slenderfella in 3rd place, using his Lotus to complete a podium. Back-to-back podiums for Slenderfella as well. He finished the season last time out on the podium. It looks like he's going to get another one. Gasman in 4th, not quite the win he saw at Suzuka. Coming through the final chicane comes the Red Bull. Nice and easy does it for Scarface. It's going to come round the last corner. The Red Bull flags will be waving. It is a Red Bull win at round number 1 of season 8, and it is Scarface with advantage. Already 31 points for him after this race. Adka is going to finish home in second place. He finishes his Williams second, pole position and second place, just ahead of Slenderfella, who's third. Gasman will finish fourth, a very competitive fourth place indeed for him. Bunnies will finish fifth, very close as well. Sixth place is going to be Jam in the Williams. Seventh place, Speckmere, so top 7 very close to each other. Anybody else? Aloe has finished in 13th. Nyokas is going slowly. There's the Renault. Coming out of the chicane for the final time comes Bondimus in the Lotus. Nicely done for him. 8th place is his reward. He just comes ahead. Oh, very tight between Ragemus and the Punisher. Whoa. TD losing position on the final lap. It happened before the final corner. So, did Ragemus run out of fuel going to the line? Not. Oh, yes, he did. He did run out of fuel. The Punisher nearly getting the position. Rob on drums will do the last man on circuit. Yokas finishes 14th. Rob on drums will finish in 12th place. So a fantastic day for Red Bull. Rob on drums crossing the line there in 12th. But if we go to the front of the field, it is Ragemus Prime. It's not Ragemus Prime. It's been a long Monday. I'm sorry, everybody. Scarface wins for Red Bull. His debut, he won it and was racing throughout with his rival Adka in the Williams. Good result for Adka as well. Debut, pole position and second place. Third place was Slenderfella in the Lotus. You can see how close they were at the end as well. It is the slowing down lap, but they were still incredibly tightly matched. In fourth place was Gasman in the Ferrari. Good result for the Scotsman once more. He finished ahead of the defending champion Bunnies in fifth. Sixth place was Jam, who qualified on the front row with his teammate. In seventh place was Speckmere. Good result for him. A recovery drive up into seventh for him as well. So very competitive field it looks like already this season. Bondimus Prime in eighth place. His debut in the Lotus, and he gets himself an 8th place ahead of Ragemus Prime. So there's a bit of rivalry going on here, I suspect, for the season. 5 rounds left. I'm sure Ragemus will be thinking, I will get you, Bondimus, some other time. The Punisher in 10th in his McLaren. 11th was TD Motors in his Tyrrell. 12th place was Rob on drums in his Red Bull. 13th was Aloe in his Renault. 14th was Yokas in his Ferrari, and 15th was EZ Saint. But all the headlines are with Red Bull and the championship leader. Obviously, 31 points for him. He does lose a set of soft tyres in place of a set of hards for the rest of the season. So we'll see how the championship swings throughout the rounds. We are here next week for round number 2 at Le Mans, the Cirque de la Sarthe in France. Hope you can join us there for that one. Thank you, everyone that has joined us this evening. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Leave a comment. We'll read them, we'll chat, we'll reply. Thank you for watching, and good night.